Chapel Mililani, thank you so much for sending us to Japan. God really put together just an awesome team where I could just see everyone's different gifts and personalities really come into the mix of being able to bless the families and the people of Japan, especially J Cafe Church and Hope Chapel Kita.
Okay, so being that we were going to Japan, and we did have a brief FaceTime conference call with I up there, and she showed me a few things through the FaceTime, but not really having a good idea of what I was going to be doing, and so just the reliance on God to like say, hey, Lord, what do I need? I only can bring so much things. I obviously can't bring my whole work van, which I'd like to, but He enabled me to pick out just certain tools that were just like so critical in what I did. Like I didn't know exactly what I was going to be doing, but it was so helpful just in knowing that God said, hey, put this thing in there, you're really going to need it, and it really helped out in a major way, and it's good to see God taking care of his people in such a way.
Besides the prayer ministry and preaching that we did, the main ministry in Japan is really building relationships, and even the Lachlan kids and adults were able to do that at the International Cafe, where people came just to meet people from Hawaii, and it was such a blessing. There was this guy that we met in November, and I saw him again. His name is Keo. He said he just started going to the church and he was thinking about becoming a Christian. So that was a real blessing. And he's going to be visiting in October, so we hope to pray with him then.
On Sunday, we went to a church named Hope Chapel Kita. They were a smaller church, but they were still really passionate. They were a small church with a small attendance, but the worship was still very loud.
I made friends in Japan: Maria, Mayu, Maya, Mina, Riho, and Sarah. They're all really interested in my long hair, and they're all really friendly to me and my brothers. So I'm really grateful that I got to meet really great people in the church.
I like helping with Jocelyn and Dan because when the mummies were working, they needed me to help them.
So based off of our conference call, I thought we were going to be doing some smaller shelving, like office type of, but turned out to be a lot more than that. Some bigger shelving for their recyclables. They have a recycling program where the parents bring in their recyclables, and they had nowhere to put them. They were keeping them on the ground, so now they're all set.
When I was in Japan, I liked working with the people in the kitchen. Me and them helped with prepare for different events. They're really caring, and they're really cool. They got to know me, and I got to know them. They also introduced me to their or Mona got to introduce me to her children. I really liked helping out with them, and I really enjoyed being accompanied by them and accompanying them too.
God had already started building my faith in the whole process of preparing for the mission trip before we went, but when we were at the mission, or on the mission, God just stretched my faith even more, teaching me not to rely on my own planning, the notes and things that I have planned for my lessons and activities. God really showed me that it is really Him that I needed to rely on, and so things didn't go exactly as I had written out or typed out on my notes, but God spoke through me what He needed to speak, and He really had everything under control. The lessons and activities went well, and I knew that it was on God's doing and not from my own plans.
So one of the people in the church mentioned that 25 to 30 people attending the Hawaiian night was going to be a good turnout, and turns out we had 45 to 50 people attending the Hawaiian night, and all had a really great time. I was able to do 2 events. I helped to do a kids outreach, and I also helped to teach a Sunday school lesson. And I saw some familiar faces, a family with their children that I met previously at an outreach that we did earlier. And I really see how effective the church's efforts in doing these outreach activities and events are at bringing in new families.
Of course, we have so much more to share, so if you could just talk with us individually, we would be happy to just encourage you with all the things that God did when we were in Japan. And sayonara.
Let your love be the shining light.